Hey lovely viewers, welcome to my channel Bold and Beautiful episode. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers Ridge's Quickie Taylor marriage. Fast marriage adds to Brooke's pain. 3 ways Steffi gets vengeance on Hope. 2025 vengeance strategies. Katie and Brooke won't explain firing. Electra cries to Will. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers reveal that there's been a lot of talk in recent months about Ridge Forrester and Brooke Logan's dumped marriage plans. Although Brooke and Ridge formerly sounded agitated to tie the knot, Bold and the Beautiful ultimately had them bail on the idea. It came further of a been there, done that kind of thing, but Ridge may change his mind once he's officially paired back over with Taylor Hayes. Maybe that's when Ridge will decide he indeed wants to marry, but he may want Taylor to be his bridegroom rather. After all, we can't forget that Ridge nearly married Taylor again before the CPS call drama blew up in 2022. Ridge was all set to marry Taylor, but also he said out Brooke didn't really call CPS on Thomas Forrester. It was Thomas himself who caused all the chaos using a voice changer app. Ridge couldn't go through with saying his promises grounded on Brooke's innocence and the fact that Taylor wasn't the bone who came clean. Taylor knew the verity in the end, but it was Steffi Forrester revealed to Ridge on his marriage day. Looking back on all that now, Ridge might decide he should have followed his heart and married Taylor. It's easy to see Ridge popping the question to Taylor and averring they should get their marriage plans back on track. This whole CEO situation with Brooke will really be Ridge's breaking point. It'll seal the deal on Ridge throwing all his attention on Taylor, so their romantic reunion could lead to them making effect sanction. Ridge might push Taylor into a quickie marriage and delight Steffi in the process. Still, he could make Taylor his woman formally more and add to Brooke's pain if Ridge decides there's no need to stay on living happily ever later. In other words, Ridge wasn't willing to marry Brooke, but he might be willing to gormandize, track a marriage to Taylor. If that's the case, it'll really pour swab in the crack for Brooke. Grounded on our band-to-be prognostications, Ridge will go each in on a Taylor reunion, so we'll bring you updates on whether any marriage bells might be on the horizon. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Taylor and Ridge could take some big way forward together, so stay tuned for further news on their future. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers 3 ways Steffi gets vengeance on Hope. 2025 vengeance strategies. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers reveal that Steffi Forrester holds Hope Logan responsible for pushing Carter Walton to take over Forrester Creations. Whether you believe it's actually Hope's fault or not, Steffi clearly blames her rival, and that's what matters then. Steffi has pledged to come Hope's worst agony, so she's obviously conniving vengeance. It's just a matter of what strategies Steffi will use to get what she wants. So then are 3 ways Steffi can get vengeance on Hope. 1. Sabotage Hope for the unborn reboot. For starters, Steffi could sabotage Hope's attempt to bring back her line. Although Steffi typically wants what's stylish for Forrester Creations overall, these aren't the usual circumstances. Still, also Hope will in no way want true Forrester power restored if Hope for the future becomes a major mega hit again. Steffi may determine that she has to play dirty then, so she could use her numerous Forrester connections to make sure Hope's line tanks formally more. 2. Blemish Hope's character. Another tactic Steffi could use would be to blemish Hope's character. Hope still has a good girl image when it comes to the public, so Steffi might blunder some effects to the press and work to destroy that godly persona. Since Steffi wants to make Hope suffer, she might get some libelous publication to tear her down. A nasty composition might play up Brooke Logan's negative history and make Hope out to be Brooke 2.0 due to her string of bad jests. 3. Plot to end Hope and Carter's love. A third path to vengeance would involve conniving to end Hope and Carter's love. Steffi doesn't suppose it's going to last anyway, so she might try to nudge effects along with some sneaky moves. Maybe Steffi could introduce some temptation on Carter's end and try to get him to cheat on Hope. On the other hand, Steffi could set a temptation trap for Hope rather an essay to show Carter her true colors. Either way, Steffi might hope to set the stage for a treason that'll blow effects up big time. As a perk, it could eventually help to destabilize Carter and Hope's preemption scheme. Our Bold and the Beautiful prognostications point to Steffi nailing down some vengeance strategies in 2025. So we'll fill you in on any terrible news that might be brewing for Hope. The Bold and the Beautiful Wednesday, December 18 recap. Katie and Brooke won't explain firing. Electra cries to Will. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers recap for Wednesday, December 18 reveals that Ridge Forrester, Steffi Forrester, and Eric Forrester agreed they wouldn't set bottom in Forrester Creations until they could undo the preemption. After further Carter Walton and Hope Logan defacing, the Forresters made it clear that Carter didn't have what it took to run the place on his own. Meanwhile, Hope supported Carter's decision to offer the CEO spot to Brooke Logan, but she bothered about how this would affect her relationship with Ridge. In the design office, Electra Forrester plotted to understand why she was being fired. Both Electra and Ivy Forrester pushed for real answers, but Brooke and Katie Logan stayed vague about the whole thing. Katie kept acting like Electra just wasn't a good fit for the company right now, especially during this delicate time. That didn't make sense to Electra or Ivy, but Brooke claimed the decision had been made. Brooke suggested they could do this discreetly, so Electra was instructed to gather her emblem and effects since she demanded to leave Moment. After Electra took off, Ivy reminded Katie of how close Will Spencer had gotten to Electra and easily didn't suppose this lack of explanation would fly with him. At El Giardino, Remy Price milled over his deep fake print plot. Since Electra's world was about to unravel, Remy said he'd be there to pick up the pieces for Electra again. Coming on Wednesday's Bold and the Beautiful occasion, Will set up Remy and played up how important Electra loved her Forrester job. That's why Will pushed Remy to be the good Joe that Electra allowed he was and avoid doing anything to ail her future. Remy sounded bothered over Will inferring that he'd mess effects up for Electra, but Will eventually advised that Remy would have to answer to him if he caused trouble. In Remy's room laterally, he looked at some Electra prints and made a vaticination that she'd thank him for this in the end. In the Forrester salon, Will met back over with Electra and gave her updates on his visit to Remy. As Will was explaining, he noticed Electra looked worried and asked what was wrong. Electra couldn't control her gashes as she admitted she just got fired. The news left Will shocked and confused over why. Electra reeled over her dream being dashed and was frustrated since she wasn't indeed given a reason for her forced Forrester exit. Back with Brooke, she filled Carter and Hope in on Electra's blasting as well. Hope had questions, but Carter trusted Brooke's judgment and praised her neutrality in situations like this. Carter also mentioned that he wanted to hire a CEO, someone who was formerly at Forrester and had proven herself. Once Carter revealed Brooke was his pick, she was absolutely floored. Carter wanted to shoot a bold communication about his instigative new vision for Forrester, so he demanded Brooke's leadership. Hope was in agreement as Carter pushed Brooke to step back into the CEO part. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Brooke's decision will make some serious swells, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching these videos. Please hit the subscribe button for more updated news.